Hey, Scoop Doobie. Hey, BK. I missed you. And see if I can get y'all on my a little bit more visible in the chat. My apologies. Hey, Marcos. How you doing? Hola. Scoop, what you rasping on? What is your product today? Your project, I should say. Ooh, that's going to affect some things as well. That epoxy also making a connection. Let's pull a little bit more off this curve here. That's almost right. I just don't know to what degree. Maybe we'll get the hand sand and some 80 grit. See how it does on this rough stuff. Gotta be really mindful of that blade. The smell reminds me, making wood bookmarks. Oh yes, we would love to see those pictures. BK has been doing some incredible spoons. Every one is better than the last. She's doing really, really good stuff right now. I think I may make another set of these. I really like this little tool. And truthfully, I think I could probably make a better version of it from scratch. And I think I should have tried. this epoxy is a task. And see, with this extension, I can be safely away from my knife's edge when I put pressure that way. So I'm in no danger of getting myself. And for that, I have enormous gratitude. Let's see if it fits. What's up, Jesse? Jesse? Do you remember the group? The Time? Mars Day and the Time? This Jesse was one of the band members. They're like, Jesse. Now, Jerome. Jazz. I've been watching you. Think I wanna know you. Okay. I'm gonna knock a little bit down on this side. Just a little bit. Flashback to the 80s, more stay in the time. Oh, thank you, BK. I appreciate that. Listen, I was all about some Mars Day, fam. I was like, that's the kind of cool I want to be when I grow up. I changed my mind later. Changed my mind later. I decided the perm wasn't going to be my way. This wasn't going to be my path, fam. I've been watching you. Girl, I want to know you. You drive a fancy car. Only imperfection I think I got in this is I can see that seam very, very barely, but I think I can do something about it. I think I got these very colors in such stored abundance that I can probably match that wood exactly. So I'm gonna try it. Everybody hit that like button and subscribe, please. Thanks, Jesse. Is the color an epoxy? Says BK. No, it is not. It's a dyed. This is a dyed maple burl that got sent to me by M. McCall Echo Woodcrafts, aka the best earrings maker in all of YouTube. He be sending me with surprise packages of wood, because he's awesome. So subscribe over there would go a long way as well. So let me just rub off what I don't want on there for the most part. I'm not worried about this staining anything. And then I'm even gonna put some right at this little joint right here. So that everything that does have the availability. Okay. Just scoop up a little bit of that. Drop it on there. A little bit more there. Drop it on there. This is a good little tool, baby. On this back end, I'm gonna switch up. We got that color too. We rolled it up special. I'm selling these, but we gotta meet in person. You know what I'm saying? Gotta meet in person if you want the good stuff. Now, oh, the end of the sheath, I ended up going with an epoxy. And interestingly enough, I ended up on the live feed of the guy I got all of this wood from, and he was just notating to me that this particular wood, this lignum vitale, has to get epoxy because it's so hard and dense. Uh, it doesn't get a good bond with wood glue or the super glue. And the epoxy, he says, was the best thing for it. So I'm glad the universe worked in my favor because I was intending on doing either one of those, but I was not going to use epoxy initially at all. So we're going to hit this with the 80 grit. And it's going to rough up what we're doing for sure. We got to break these eggs, Sam. We got to break these eggs. All right. Now let's throw a little. We can still see that line. But maybe we washed in some of that brown. Let's hit that a little bit by itself. What do you mean a little bit by itself, Wes? It means I'm going to ride that line again. Back out. Just barely. And then I'm going to pull off that little material that I just pulled out of there. Put enough spot of glue on it. And this time I will try not to mix them with one another. Get that good stuff. She's so cool, and if what they say is true, I'm so cool off of smoke, watching my life go down. Oh, baby, watching my life go down. And we'll let that sit a little bit. New Roots is in the building. How you doing? What's up? So yeah, we all know we learned to package it like that. New Roots, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Turn her down. I'm a classic fella. A man of many mysterious histories. That may be how I send all my merch out. When I get some merch. Speaking of merch, do y'all want merch? I will get involved at that if that's something y'all want. Been here watching for a little while. I play some games with the kiddo. Oh, that's awesome. Nuru says, hey there, BK. Haven't seen you in a bit. Hope you're doing well. That's dope. BK says she is doing well. And I'm glad to hear that as well. Been a lot of these sniffles going around. Government don't be reporting them sniffles like they used to. Since they fired everybody who talks about sniffles for a living. All right, let's see. Okay. Something's not ready. How do we remedy that though? I wonder if that's gonna be. Yeah, it's gonna be me moving. That material out. But also across. Where's this big monster at? Get something done. You want to go that way though. I can tell. Ugh. Yeah, I know this is what a vice is for. I know there's vices. God wouldn't have made my hands so ugly if he didn't want me to use them. These are the industrial version. It's never the pretty version. Ooh, you starting to want to go in there now, ain't you? Ain't you? Ain't you? force them. We don't want to force them. We want to creep up on that proper fit. Don't want to force them. We don't want a threesome. We just want a proper fit. Man, this stuff is strong. It's just dang gone built different. Check. Take a quick moment out of my second. Give myself a chance. All right, here we are. Whew. Very close. Very close. See where we get the friction. Still right there. Still not much. It's just burnishing that boy. Still got a problem. Get over here. Take this belt off. Put us a new belt on here. This wood is so hard, y'all. It's crazy. Get off of here. Let's see. They got a new 80 grit here. Go ahead and put that. Right back and one smack it. Just trying to get to my cutter. Okay, so I piled a bunch of stuff on top of my cutter, so I'm gonna just cut this old school out of this belt. Going that way, going that way. There we go. This should have saved me close to $1 gajillion. That's tight. Should be tighter. Really wonder. What's the adjustment for this one? Shitting a little early over here. Still. Don't worry, we'll polish up our blade when we're done. For now, we gotta get that fit. There we are. That's a fit. That's a fit. Now, a knife stands up on its own stand, but now, obviously, we gotta cut this thing down. Make something out of it. Thank you for the 23 people that hit that like button. I appreciate that. If y'all can make it 30, I will do a triple somersault backflip. Or I'll say thank you. Have to wait and see which. We can start shaping this now. We can actually start shaping it because now we fit in our sheath and everything from this curve back is sort of irrelevant to our fit. Now we're just going after style and comfort. Well, thank you for those other few likes that popped up as a result of my winery. Should be WesDoes Winery. I'm gonna come over here to this thing and get so y'all know what we do on this here thing. And just give me the light. Hey, boom, boom. Just give me the light. I'm passing on. All right. Hit the thing button, man. Gotta take care of people. Got a lot of my rough shape done here. A lot of my rough shape done. Let's turn it around. Oh, your glove got caught. Ain't my fault that your glove got caught. Ain't my fault that your glove got caught. Okay, so we are getting there. This is some really strange wood. Because this is smooth. This is absolutely smooth. So this is just a color differential. This is not. This is a definite crack, but it's inside of the grain. So maybe we'll put some CA glue in there, let it sit up, and then try to see if we can shape it after that. All in all, though, the shape is there. Let's see what it looks like in the sheath. Not bad. So now what we got to do is start shaping this and actually making our design for the rest of the sheath here. I still don't know. I still don't know where my CA glue is, so I'm just going freestyle without it. I swear I feel like something crawling on me. Hey, what's going on, man? You think I would get a strike if I let the kids play music in the background of my live? Maybe. Music. Yeah, they don't like any copyrighted music. They definitely strike you. I got a strike in Walmart once. I'm in Home Depot. They were playing music. Music would be nice. They don't let us. Not in a way that I can figure out. But now, this is a pretty hard, heavy grit. This 60 or it's 80, one of the two. And it would usually be very aggressive to be pulling this off, and I probably wouldn't be heavy on it at this stage, but this stuff is really tough. But I've got to get a fine sand, and I got to get something better than what I can do on that big old machine over there. So this is my next stage of that before I get into the hand sanding. Spark took its place. Spark took its place. What happened, baby? Some YouTuber shot Spark. Oh, don't think you understand. I don't think you understand how smooth that is right there. That look. I like how round. That's about to be what I want it to be. Is all I'm saying. Yo, I'm so happy with that. Yo, I'm so happy with that. Whew. So good. We'll clean it up. These shapes are starting to really come together. Whew. Come together with my finger. super tough. I know I can't find the CA glue, man. The kind of day I'm having. I went over there and brought my bad luck over to your channel and broke your stuff too. Ugh, I'm like a goddamn gremlin today. But the toughness does allow you to make multiple passes on everything. So you can actually get a lot more tune on the sanding part. Because it's a slow sand no matter how you try to slice out. No pun. But oh, that feels good in the hand, brother. That feels good in the hand. Let's get some more. Man, this stuff is tough. I love it. I got a feeling. I don't think I'm gonna mind fixing this with some CA glue later. what I'm after. I got to get that metal all the way around. That's what I'm trying to do. I know you can't see it from that perspective. That's what I'm after all the way around. We almost there. It's the only part we ain't there yet with. But I tell you what. Yeah, I like the steel smooth in the wood too, BK. It does look nice and clean. I'm gonna hit it one more time over here since it's being stubborn. See if I can get it finished. like it or love it, the underdog's on top. All right. So we in here. All the way up to here. Now, we have that. The metal all polished on the inside. All right, let's see if we got a daggone match. Let's try that. Thank you, Cobb Mountain. I appreciate it. So, I'm going to pop in a little wood glue in these spots. I really wish I had some CA glue, but I do not. So we're going to work with what we got. This is just kind of a cool detail of this particular wood. These kind of weird fractures inside the wood throughout. Just roll it in the sawdust. I'll just do that. I'll just roll it around in the sawdust. I might put a little glue right there too. I think that's a tail end of a little fracture. Squeeze it in. And then just get this stuff all over it. Now, we already got a, I think that was what, 80 grit on the, on that thing there, so we can bump down to the 120. Ought to be a reasonable jump. Sand right over that glue. Whatever we got in there. I'm going to hit everything with the 120. Everything but the blade. The And then we'll just progressively hit everything as we go up in grit. Knock down the imperfections from the previous grit. I'm shredding these gloves, so this stuff is hard. It's gonna make for a good knife handle though. That's exactly what you'd want. Trying to be very directional, intentional in my sanding. I'm staying with the grain. With wood like this, if you start putting cross hatches in it, it's going to be tough to get it out. I'm gonna try a fresh one of these again, just to make sure I'm getting the best I can out of it. One sign I'm not there is that metal's not shiny. I don't trust that I got all of the heebie-jeebies out. Sorry the hand sanding is so severe, but my stuff just takes a lot of hands on sometimes. Not often do you find a real valid shortcut to something quality. But we try every day. I do anyway. And I found a few. I can use my Dremel buffer on the steel. That's true. Kimchi makes a fridge smell like dumpster juice on fire, but I'm tired of pretending it doesn't. Hilarious. Well, on the blade, I'm gonna go with the. Oh, you mean on the back? Yeah, the Dremel buffer on the back. Yep, I sure can. I sure can. Oh, all right. We believe in ourselves, and we move on to the 220 grid. We might have to take this thing up to 400. It's so doggone dense. It's so doggone dense. But the thing is, I have zero idea what this is going to look like with any sort of finish on it. And so when we do that in a few minutes, we will all get a surprise. And I really hope it looks good. I hope that the bark or the texture inside of this wood pattern, these random sort of breaks, I really hope they work out. This wood is Lignum vitale, or vita. Lignum, vita, lignum. Crazy hard. Crazy dense. It's twice as heavy as the same size piece of walnut. At least twice as heavy. But I want to make sure I've got a good sand on it because it's got all those sort of natural fibrous tears in it. I want that to stand out as something of character, but I don't want it to look like I've got a bunch of defects or something weird. So I want the sand to be nice and clean, and I want the finish to be nice. I may do a gloss finish on this one when I'm done, just to kind of exaggerate the wood a little bit. I think that's the way I want to go with this one. Because there's going to be so much character in here. They look like scratches, but they're not. So I don't want to leave any scratches so that there's a comparison. I want that character to be distinct. I have to make a little bit of noise here, y'all, because I gotta turn the compressor on, blow this dust off of this thing so that I can see what I got underneath. So I can see what I got. I'm walking on here. I never thought I'd feel so free. Right away on a wing and a prayer. Who could it be? I never thought I could feel so free. Yeah, this handle is never ever gonna break. My daughter has a pit and she's loving but strong and it's wild. Yeesh. She must be tough. I'm not tough enough for a pit. I am not. I don't like to have to dominate animals. And some animals you have to just to keep them, you know, in their proper place in the pack. I always feel bad. They can sense it. And then I have to eat them. So here's what we got. And here's what we have. Question then, do we leave this blockish, cylindrical, not cylindrical, but squared, right? Very geometric. This, not very geometric, very organic, flowy, right? Does that contrast do something? Or do we begin to restyle this handle? What do you think? I like it as a sitting there sort of art piece that you can use. My night's going great. Betty, how you doing? Hey, Will. I like it like this too. So, if we are all in agreement, I think we know what time it is. I think we know what time it is. Oh, we can breathe because the finishes are non-toxic. I said the finish is the non-toxic. Ladies and gentlemen. Oh, that's too big. I am gonna put a finish on, and then I'm gonna kind of break my own rule. I'm just so curious about it. So I am gonna put the boiled linseed oil on both of them, and then we're gonna work on this blade getting actually sharp. So if you want to hang out for that, that's usually where all the fun is. In the boiled linseed oil application. And if you like a different kind of fun, the blade polishing is pretty eventful as well. But for now, I got some. I don't know where my shop towels are. Oh, there they are. I think I'm going to use the one of these for that. Keep the lint off. Does anyone remember the tissue paper balsa wood model airplanes? I do remember those. Those were cool, Pat. All right. We're going to start with the handle first. I'm most curious about it. So here we go. Ooh, immediately. God. Holy smokes. I did not expect that. I did not expect that in the slightest. I'm always surprised a little bit. I'm never surprised this much. Holy crap, that looks good. Cracks and all, that looks so good. Oh, that looks so good. Oh, I was a little bit worried, but holy crap, that looks so good. Mm, mm. Can you believe this wood was a gift to me? Can you believe somebody was so nice? God. Oh, man. Man. I'm just very, very pleased with that. Very pleased with that. So I just throw it on the table and roll it over in trash. That's how I represent. Let's wipe it off again. Make it pretty once more. Mm. Just let that soak in for a little bit. Mm. May as well use that now. May as well do that now. Thank you for hitting the like button, everybody. Oh, I know that was gonna be good though. I knew that was gonna be good though. Oh, exotic woods. All my friends. Now, truthfully, we still have some sanding to do on this. We're gonna hit this again after the fact with the 220. But I did want to know if those seams were going to disappear. They seem to have. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Damn. So rich, so beautiful, so demure. am thrilled about all of this stuff. My dad just started building a plane. He's 96. Last week he completed a glider with a 5 foot wingspan. That's incredible, Pat. That is incredible. So, that's our piece. We'll get a little shinier. I thank y'all very much. Kind words. Kind words. I appreciate it. And it's a full tank, and I've got pins in it. I didn't want to see the pins though. Um, I did show this one as kind of a guide pin, but this one goes through the metal, goes into this wood about a 1/2 inch and stops. The other pin is in both of these sides about 1/2 inch through the metal and then 1/2 inch in the other side and then sandwiched. So this should stay together, stay strong. And that one pin is kind of like a little cute feature. Something to tell the story, you know? I love that my action is clean, that it locks in there without much wiggle. It fits pretty nice in there. How that tucks in, pretty good. Little thumb slot. Also, a little way to kick off, should you choose. I like it. Thank you, Jesse. Thank you, BK. Oh, thanks, Cobb Mountain. I appreciate that. The exchange that I'm doing for this knife is possibly the most beautiful plate I've ever seen made. I'm not even kidding. If you get a chance, go over to Ben Winkle's page and see it. It's the Sunset Bowl. And he made it for me in exchange for this. Hopefully, hopefully he'll like it. I think I am gonna let this dry, soak in. I don't want to go to sharpening and putting metal in the air or anywhere while I've got this wet wood. So I am gonna try to honor that. I think YouTube freaked out for a second, thought I was holding something else. Once we get the knife blade looking good, cleaned up and polished and actually sharp, I'm gonna be so in love with this thing. I really am. Yeah, I'll try to put a little short together. Pat, sounds like you got a great dad, man. Sounds like you got a great dad. All right, everybody. I don't want to hold you up much longer. I'm gonna go ahead and figure out a way to put a little short or something like that together. Um, if you want to go check out some of the other shorts and feeds, I got probably 4 or 5 on this one build up until this point, and I'm super happy. I'm gonna get some good shots of it. See if I can get some decent angles. And I thank all of you for being here and hanging out with me while I did this. Really was a pleasure to have good company uh, in the middle of something like this. This was a long build, and not everybody had the stamina for it. So I appreciate those of you who did hang out and for the length of time that you did. Um, Schwartz does it. Once again, I thank you. Baby kisses. Hey, Ronstone, Suzanne. Hey, Irina from Russia. Oh, y'all are pulling in at the late hour. This is the final of the knife build we did. Turned out pretty good, I think. We were able to get the sheath slash stand pretty seamless. Looking anyway. Stands up and balances well, and our handle turned out pretty good. Despite the interior fractures of the wood, but I think that is very much just characteristic of the wood. But we got a couple of cool exotics put together, and we ended up with something nice, I think. Thank y'all so much. I do appreciate it. And like I said, those of you who hung out, I know this was a long build, and there was some spots in it where it was a little bit monotonous, but feels worth it. And I'm very, very grateful that you all hung out with me while I did it. Um, I am. It's encouraging to have good folks in the chat cheering you on. And I hope he likes it. And I thank y'all for watching. And I hope y'all liked it. I'm going to go run upstairs and hug on my family. Thank y'all. Wes does it. Peace.